Irregulars. I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table, and we are talking all things BattleTech. It is Labor Day weekend, although it'll probably be another week later after I publish this, a few weeks from now, who knows. Rhonda's Irregulars. This will be part two of this Cranston Snord Irregulars saga. Cranston is basically getting up in years and retired to turn control of the unit over to his daughter, Rhonda, and she's dealing it with the clans. 3307, Cranston North Regular, etc., etc. We all know. I paid $8 for this thing when it came out. Still looks brand new, doesn't it? I never really got to play this one. I never had an opportunity. I was buying these after my group broke up, and still purchasing them. And I've read it four or five times over the years. I've read it twice now, just the past 6 months. Published in 1991. About a year before I met my current wife. So we got introduction, Snords Irregulars, the inception, Snords Irregulars, the early years, Fourth Succession War. During the initial plans for the Fourth Succession War, left Snords Irregulars on garrison duty, providing a military presence on worlds in the rear of the operation. Rhonda was not pleased with the duty, but it did give their newer irregulars a chance to train on a wide range of environmental conditions. Cranston's research in Clinton paid off in early winter 28 when he discovered references to an old SLDF base on the combined world of Boulders. Furthermore, he thought the vaults of the long destroyed city of Hopkins on Boulders might hide a stash of computer data chips smuggled off Terra shortly before the fall of the Star League, etc., etc. Waco's vengeance, the new irregulars. In seeming contrast to his youthful energy, Cranston Snord suffered a severe heart attack in the spring of 3034. Later that same year, Jake Walmart, suffering from wounds he received during the Fourth Succession War, retired from active duty to become the librarian at Irregulars Museum on Clinton. Winston Neron also stepped down from the ranks, devoting much of his time to helping Cranston recover and to replenishing and repairing his vast collection of weaponry. The heart attack forced Snord to use his cane. Days in his cockpit of the mech were slipping away. Several other original irregulars, including Clay McDonald and John Malbison, mustered out the following year. They were replaced by mech warriors Rhonda recruited their contacts in the LCAF. Keeping with the tradition her father established, Rhonda listed only the boldest and most interesting warriors for the ranks of the irregulars. Cranston and Jake both vanished briefly in 3037, keeping their destination secret even from Rhonda. Although few ever learned of it, Cranston and Walmart had secretly crossed into the Three Worlds League on a special mission to lay a wreath on the grave of their departed opponent, Janos Marik. Cranston later admitted he and Jake drank a toast on Janos' tomb, brandy Cranston had stolen from Marik, the world of Nestor. In an odd gesture, yet clearly risky and gaining them nothing, but Cranston insisted he owed Janos Marik at the very least a dozen flowers for enjoyable aggravation that he had provided over the years. The following Fourth Succession War, Cranston gradually became more involved with his reading and intelligence gathering than day-to-day operation of the irregulars. Rhonda Snord began running the combat command, while Cranston dedicated himself to administrative details. So on and so forth. So we see the transition. War of 3039 and later, invasion of the clans. Wolfnet transcript of the conversation between Jamie Wolf, Rhonda Snord, and Cranston Snord following confirmation and return of the clans. Jamie Wolf, Cranston and Rhonda, we've known each other for years. The past junior regulars have supported and followed me. I have to know now, where do you stand? Do you side with the remaining Dragoons or with our kin and clan Wolf? Rhonda Snord, Colonel Wolf shared with all due respect, the irregulars will stand behind the Federated Commonwealth and the rest of the inner sphere. Among other things, the problem with these clans is they just don't have a sense of humor. Frankly, we think it's time that we gave them something to wonder about and something to fear. Can't wait to hear them squeal when I play shake, rattle, and roll over the comm. Cranston Snord, besides, they kicked us out over 40 years ago. They treated us like freeverse like trash. It's time that we taught them not to kick a good dog. You can count on my support of the Federated Commonwealth, and if they want to forge a new Star League, they'll have to kill us first. Their ways would wipe out all of the inner sphere. This time the freeverse will teach them a lesson that what being a warrior really means. Within 2 weeks, the clan's first verified contact with the inner sphere, Jamie Wolf met with Cranston and Rhonda, discussed whether the Dragoons and the Irregulars would help protect the inner sphere or fulfill their mission. He personally conveyed to them that the recall issue ordered by the Grand Council of the clans, while Cranston and Rhonda refused to acknowledge the order, claiming more loyalty to the Inner Sphere than to their heritage as a clan. The location of the lost Star League facilities and other information stored had been uncovered in the past 40 years was communicated across WolfNet, and many of the old bunkers and complexes were refitted and revitalized by Dragoon operatives for the use in the upcoming war. As the weeks passed, it became painfully clear that clans would continue to push deep into the Federated Commonwealth, the Razelhog and Draconis Combat riding on a wave of death and destruction. As the Jade Falcons pressed forward into the Commonwealth, the front line approached the Dark Nebula, etc. So we got Camelot Command. Now, once again, I've been told from a number of sources that this Camelot Command campaign was based on a video game. I don't remember what video game I was told, and if that is actually a video game. I also pointed out in a previous video that in the back here it talks about Camelot Command actually being basically a semi-secret or a secret shipyard maintenance repair facility for Star League warships, era warships, and that it had been badly degraded and stripped. So it would take many, many, many years and lots of resources to revitalize it. And yet, if you read the same opposite encounter, where you see the Jade Falcons version of their encounter with Clan Snord over Camelot Command, it's very specific in there that they left the Snord regulars in control of a fully functional Star League era shipyard manufacturing facility. It still probably would have needed work and revitalization, and definitely would have been needing technicians and stuff, but the idea that they could produce warships on a limited basis was very appealing to me, and still is. And that's of the two stories, I want to stick with that one. I like that one better anyway. So we got our breakdown of the table organization. Snord's Irregulars from 26 to 37, basically a company level. And then from 37 to 51, refit with the Star League era equipment. Once again, still at company level. Company command company personnel, but they expanded to a battalion at some point as well. So a breakdown of the individual characters, stats, etc. All right. Some of the old hats still in, mostly new ones added in. Covered Star League equipment. Date March 25 March 3038, etc., etc. 2 Centaur Marshal Anastasia Split, Adept Brandon Lee, Snord's Irregulars Battle Mech Types and Origins. Past 7 months, we've conducted a full investigation of the origins of the battle mechs in the possession of Federated Commonwealth mercenary and Snord's Irregulars. Blah blah. All right. So we see the introduction and the reintroduction of the Excalibur, the Spartan, and the Paladilla heavy artillery tank. Then we get into our scenarios. Age-old question, Jack in a Box, Fallen Comrade, Waco Blunder, Initiation of the New Irregulars, A Time to Die. Then we get Operation the Campaign, Operation Merlin, Situation Camelot Command. Intelligence reports gathered by Cranston Snord made a strong case for existence of a Star League base hidden in the Dark Nebula. Reports failed to indicate the coordinates for the location of the base, but these coordinates were thought to still be available from an undisturbed Star League astronomical survey station on Apollo. Rhonda Snord undertook a raid to Apollo and hopes of recovering chips and star charts that would reveal the location of the base in the Dark Nebula. Coordinates to the base were found, but Jade Falcons were able to follow the Irregulars to Camelot Command. The two forces battled for possession of the old Star League naval base, and the outcome changed the face of Snord's Irregulars for decades to come. The following 6 scenarios describe Operation Merlin, the campaign for possession of Camelot Command. So, mission briefing, campaign rules, clan tactics, indoor combat, normal play, campaign play. Then we have the Jade Falcons roster, the unit Darkwing cluster, Jade Falcons clan. Yeah, the opposing force, trial possession, if you can't stand the heat, Camelot's Gate, Cornered Rats, Pitched Battle, Fighting on the Floor, Honorable End. Well, Partho, well, like I said, at some point they expanded to a battalion or so, and this is an excellent scenario. And once again, the Irregulars are a iconic and in some ways an archaic unit full of literal irregulars, people that are so colorful it defy description, and their abilities and capabilities and the way they have a tendency to frustrate the bejesus out of everybody. And I read something not too long ago someplace that during the current 3140, 3150 age, that a version of the Irregulars still exists and that they're still functioning in the field. So, I mean, I think this is a great system, a great unit, and a great module. If you can get your hands on a PDF copy, I don't know that how many of the originals are left. Like I said, mine, I mean, it literally still looks almost brand new. It's excellent condition, I think, in my personal opinion. Anyway, this is Rick. I hope you guys have a great weekend.